Welcome to ECNTRADE daily video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration.
Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you for joining me. The Australian dollar was slightly on the softer side overnight, with the market now appearing for a short-term pullback. In light of the recent 2 days of attempts to climb higher, the market is now poised for a mild pullback towards the support region, which is seen around 69.15, and reassess from there. On Tuesday, at the Sydney American Chamber of Commerce event, the RBA Governor Phil Lowe said that we don't see a recession on the horizon, but if the last 2 years have taught us something, is that you can't rule anything out. He also added that he did not see a risk of recession in the coming months, that is. Adding to that, on a degree of monthly interest rate increases, Governor Lowe said that the board discussed the options of 25 or 50 basis points at the June meeting, which is at this point cancelled out a 75 basis point rate hike, which was feared. Looking at the Australian dollar, though, on the top side, the market still remains capped, and that is from the region 69.80 as minor, and with the top side at 70.15, which needs to be cleared to support the bullish case further. Euro was a little bit whipsawed overnight and nearly claimed its target of 106. In light of the pattern, though, the market is still a little bit cautious in the coming event, when all eyes turn to the US Federal Chairman Jerome Powell as he heads to the US Congress for his semi-annual congressional testimony. Fed Powell will need to justify last week's biggest rate hike since 1994 in front of a Senate Banking Committee when he addresses it on Wednesday and on Friday. Meanwhile, the dollar index, which measures the greenback strength against the basket of 6 major currencies, was a little bit softer on the return of the US after it was absent on Monday in observance of Juneteenth, which was observed, that is, on Sunday. Looking, though, at the pattern, we can see that the euro was a little bit buckled, but then again, the US was also a little bit weaker as it holds around 104 to the index. If we observe the pattern that we can see for euro, the market is not quite broken down for the RSI and therefore could find support around 104.70 and maybe see another upside test towards 105.80 to 106 to figure and reassess from there. The dollar yen, well, the market's broken above that region that was a cap around 135.50, and in light of the pattern, we're now trading to 136. The bulls are continuing to push this market higher, and at present I still hold a somewhat neutral view, as the fact is that we need to jump to the broader picture, and that is assess where this market's going. And with the break of 135.5, I'd rather be neutral because there is little support resistance, that is, until around 146. The trend is still very strong, and the RSI is still very much overbought on the monthlies, on the weeklies with a bit of divergence there, and also on the dailies with a bit of divergence again. I feel the market bulls will continue to press as far as they can before a bull trap is set, and therefore could see a significant downturn. But with the break that we can see here, which is above this region of 135.5 to 135.60, that the market bulls may eventually take the challenge higher to 136.70.90 and reassess from there. Sterling outlook was a little bit weaker into the European session overnight, but with the market still holding relatively in terms of the technicals bullish, I feel that we can still head higher, and that is towards 122.85 to eventually 124 figure 15, where this downtrend is. Reassess. Sterling Kiwi, the market is a little bit whipsawed as a market since the rejection from that lower side of the range. I will be looking to put another pair, as the Sterling Kiwi has been a little bit lackluster in terms of the range, and it we can easily see over the last few months that 193 to 196 seems to be the parameters. So maybe I'm going to look into a different pair and see what I can find for tomorrow. Gold a little bit weaker as it now challenges the support level of 1,830. A break here would give further guidance towards 1,814.16 to 1,800. With the technicals breaking down, still sees a little bit somewhat of a heavier price action into today's session. And the market tested the top side of that 109 overnight and rejected. And from the rejection has tumbled and looking back towards that 104.5 region, which I feel may be reachable now as the technicals are somewhat broken down. So let's see how it plays into today. Well, that wraps it for the morning. Thank you very much for joining me. And as always, look up the intraday report. I hope you enjoy the great start to the day.